Good morning. Experiences. We live in an age where business need to look beyond the beauty of a product or the practicality of a service. Products are not longer enough. Today's customers value experiences over all else. New products are hitting the market faster. Innovation cycles are becoming much shorter. My name is Christoph Greis and I work for Dassault Systèmes. Thank you very much for taking your time. I just want to share some ideas how to improve the rate of innovation. First of all, you might not know who Dassault Systèmes is. We have 220,000 customers worldwide in over 140 countries. Our customers design 50% of the harvest machines that harvest wheat in the world. 380 billion kilometers are driven in cars each year, designed by our customers. And the coolest thing is we are also having a so-called living heart. What is a living heart? A living heart is something that you scan in your body that you then print out with a 3D printer, and the doctor can simulate the operation, the surgery, before even opening the patients. There's another advantage with a living heart. You can test how a drug interacts with the heart. Interesting things are going on. We see companies hitting the market with products, capabilities we never thought were possible. This is pervasive through all industries and really transform business experiences. And it disrupts best practices in the world. I would like to give you two examples, which you see behind me. One is Husqvarna. It's a Swedish equipment manufacturer producing a lawnmower. You might know, or you might have it already in your garden. This lawnmower is controlled by a fence laid around the lawn. And they're also planning to use an app where you can draw the fence with a fingertip in an app. The coolest example I have is a company called SawStop. And this is really amazing. When you see this, how this operates, they have a saw, a table saw, that stops when a person's finger crosses or comes close. So they address really an experience not to cut your finger. They have a mechanism that immediately extracts when a finger is close by, and this takes only 5 milliseconds. If you compare to an airbag, this takes around 10 times more. And there's a cool video on their website and on YouTube. They put sausages, you know, we Germans love sausages, near the saw, and it really works. There is not even a single scratch on the sausage or on the finger. Across all these examples, we can broadly say that every successful product will transform customer experiences into a flawless experience. Let's have a look at today's reality. Over the years, companies have adopted modeling and simulation capabilities. They have CAD, computer-aided design tools, using their own user interface, using their own security mechanism, using their own data model, and so on. Same with computer-aided engineering. Same with manufacturing applications. What happens if you need to work across these silos? You know it, you have to export data, you have to import it in another application, and all existing CAD systems, even from my company, are doing this file-based. The net result is iterations between various functions, and it is slow, of course. Even if you're using applications from the same provider, you still would need to have export and import files. So a lot of non-value editing functionalities were introduced regarding check-in, check-out, data conversion, and data management. What if we would have a platform that combines everything? A single geometric modeler, a single user interface, a single I/O mechanism, a single security model. We have over 500 apps on this single platform. And these apps, of course, exchange information without having the need of exporting and importing data. In this digital world, everyone is connected to each other. No need, as said, to exchange via file. And information is pushed to everyone automatically and directly. Today, we are living in a digital connected world. And I think a platform has to really follow this real world. We live in a digital world, but we do not work in one. We are digital consumers. We use a lot of services like shopping with Amazon, taking Uber, booking a flight via booking.com. We are digitally connected to all these platforms. What this means is that there are no silos. There's very, very little friction. If you want to take Uber as an example, in 2 clicks, I'm connected to the driver. I know exactly where he is. He knows exactly where I am, and we are both connected until my journey is finished. This is not the environment we work in today. In the work environment, we still deal with files, exporting, importing, and we need applications that manage these files. This is something that the PLM industry has trying to grappling with since years. But what if you had a platform that is eliminating all these silos? Because you want to eliminate silos, you do not want to manage them. This is what we have trying for many years. It's about removing friction that currently is there because of managing the data. I just want to give you a short example what I have experienced in the last month. There's a global startup with 3 operations in 3 continents. The China colleagues decided to use a CAD application plus a PDM system. The US colleagues decided to use a digital platform. In fact, ours, of course. Same company. During a design review, they found out that preparing data for the car in China took over 3 hours, while their US colleagues looked at the digital definition of the car on the digital platform, and it took just 15 minutes. It's just a small example. Like if we take Netflix again, you can start watching a file at Netflix. You do not need to download it. You can even stop the movie now, travel to another country, and continue watching the movie. This is what we expect also in the working environment. Building autonomous product is not about collecting data after the product is in operation and already built. It's about designing a product in an intelligent way, making it capable of not just sensing but acting. There's, for example, a global manufacturer of an excavator, and this excavator had a requirement to have a zero unplanned downtime. Unplanned, not planned. So they reached out to some expert, and these experts said, well, okay, let's attach some sensors, and then we measure everything, and if something happens, we know it. Well, if you think what causes downtime, it's like if an excavator is digging a trench in front of your house, it might hit a gas pipe, nice. It might hit or cut an electrical wire underneath. Another example was sometimes the shovel of this excavator lifted too much weight and fall to the side, like the famous Elchtest in Germany. It happens also to excavators. So it's not enough to report, oh, I hit a gas pipe, because this is something that IoT systems will do. There has to be an intelligent way that controls everything and that reacts based on a sonar, for example, to a certain event. What we need then is a twin, a digital twin, what we call a 3D experience twin, to be able to test before the product is built, not after. So we want to build a twin, again, what we call a 3D experience twin. There are a couple of tasks that you need to do. One of the tasks is you need, of course, add data and add sensors and collect data from different sources. We need to analyze data from the real world, including all available information. And this information has to be available on this digital platform and not just on the internet. We need to determine requirement and specification and so on to build an intelligent system. And most importantly, we need to simulate based on real data from the real world in a 3D context under actual operating condition. What happens and what needs to be done in order to prevent hitting the gas pipe, even if the excavator operator is moving the arm ahead. Again, we do not want to build the excavator to test. We want to test it in the 3D context under real-world conditions. Let me tell you something about analyzing the data. When I say we need to analyze data from the real world, it is key that the data is available in this one platform. So we are taking, as an example, we took information from expert portals, portals from excavator operators, so the drivers, they have their own portal. There are portals about bomb findings, and these has to be combined, collected into the digital platform. Then, as said, of course, we need to determine the function that we need. We need to understand how the product works before making a physical prototype. To use the example of the gas pipe, you can, of course, and this is done multiple times, but it's not the real solution. You can build an excavator and cut a gas pipe and try to find out what would be the best solution to prevent this. This might be quite costing, I would say. Another need which need to be available on this digital platform is, of course, libraries. You need to know how fast a certain machine runs, the parameters of the shovel, if I take the example of the too much weight in the shovel, or for example, we need to know how the flow rate is in a cooling system. So this is an important key to use libraries. And then the most absolutely important thing, we need to simulate. I mentioned it multiple times, but simulating under real world condition is absolutely key. In this example, there was a test to see the counterweight at the end of the excavator, how big has it to be in order to not fall to the side or have any other problems. So, in short, the twin holds all information across time, information know-how, knowledge from the past, how was it designed, how can it be manufactured, knowledge for the present, how can I operate it, and knowledge for the future, how can it be serviced, and what will happen under possible scenarios. Therefore, 3D Experience Twin provide the capability to analyze and simulate real-world scenarios, improve operation, and add value to a product and add experience to a product. You might think now, okay, he's talking about a 2 to 5 or 2 to 10 years project. No, in fact, you're ready in 100 days. So you're really, like the example from the beginning, the living heart thing, you can do this in 100 days. There's another example which is proving, and this was the reason why this customer called us, there is a world's leading elevator manufacturer who is really creating an elevator that you use each day physically in their factory to test certain failures. So they needed to build one elevator after another to test failures. And then they called us and said that this cannot be the solution. We must do it on a digital platform under 3D real conditions. Of course, needless to mention, we are doing it on the cloud. You can start with 100 users at the North Pole, 20 users in South Africa, and 50 users in Germany. Tomorrow you have 20 new engineers or purchasing experts. You just attach them. They all use a single platform. They're globally connected. Furthermore, you have always the latest functionality and information available. Imagine there's new simulation features and functions. You do not need to install anything on your PC or on the server of your company. It's done automatically. You can just use it. So I just want to give you just a few takeaways. Experience thinking is the most important stuff. As said in the beginning, customers value experience over all else. They do not want to see a nice product, they want to have experience. You need to define a true digital platform that globally connects everybody on cloud. You need, as a company, need to deliver a new economic model that leverages legacy and accelerates the future. And most importantly, please connect every user in your company to the platform. Thank you very much.
Christoph, thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex.
And now we have a few questions that, first of all, I want to dive into. And I think we have plenty of time to ask you a bunch, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
So can you tell us who's applying this already today?
Yeah, we have companies I can name, like Kircher, the world famous Kircher company, of course. Then Renault, the mentioned world-leading elevator manufacturer that I'm not allowed to say the name, sorry. And many startups are using our solution.
So it's applied today, and you're already getting data on the application? Yes.
We have around 25,000 users currently, with daily increasing. We are coming from an on-premise world, but our company, Dassault Systèmes, switches to a cloud company with the paradigm cloud first.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And what are the drivers?
The drivers are pretty obvious. Today's companies have problems to maintain their current operation. They do not find enough skilled people capable of operating the old legacy world. So this is a problem. And the third thing is standardization. We are coming from a world where every big company created their legacy systems over decades. And as I said, now it's really difficult to operate it. And they're looking now for standardization. So from fully customized to standards. This is the three main reasons. These are the three main reasons.
Thanks a lot. And why would we use your platform?
Oh, that's pretty simple. First of all, we are number 2 software vendor in Europe. This is not an argument, I know. But one argument is we were always disrupting. Mm-hmm. We invented 3D. When 3D was becoming normal, we said, no, we need to do something else. We invented digital mock-up. When digital mock-up was used in the whole automotive and aerospace industry, we said, no, it's not enough. We go into 3D PLM. Now PLM is becoming normal at companies, and then we decided, okay, we need to move on. We create cloud-based digital platform. So Dassault Systèmes was always disrupting for 30 years, and this is the reason why many companies say, okay, we are following your vision.
So I'm going to be the devil's advocate here a little bit. So you're saying that when other companies are jumping on the bandwagon and also doing those innovative things, you're moving on to the next thing where this is already an innovation, or when you can create an innovation. Is that true?
Could you repeat the question? Sorry.
So you design an innovation in your space, and then when other companies realize that that's the way to do it, you're already onto the next thing.
Yeah, exactly. We always want to disrupt the market to move forward. We are really vision-driven.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other point that you think is valuable to add?
Actually, think about really to have the same work environment as you have in your private life. Netflix, Amazon, or its advertisement. But you use that in your private life. You need to do it in your business life as well.
Experience-based design.
Experience-based design. Exactly.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thanks for inspiring us. Please, a big round of applause. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Alex.